In a world of Kyuko Kyugi, a normal person searching for the journal. And inside the journal were secrets. Very limited secrets. Let's start on page 1. The map of the city. Kyoko lived here, and his parents lived across the city. He was in order to find it in Japan and didn't know anything about it. The Savior is lying to you. I am just a normal person with normal feet trying to slide through. And there is nothing that can stop the world. And I mean nothing. Hear ye. Kyuko Yugizine. I now challenge you with the final words of Savior. It mustn't be true. I have a protest sheet right here. And you must grant your one only wish. This contract hereby state that this magical treasure will be ours. And we'll be able to find whatever is right, so we can get back everything we've had. This contract you must have. Will the Squid Queen sign it? Kyuko wants to quickly sign the signature. You have to get this signed and grant me some new legs. Sign this paper, and Hiri will bring you back to your normal place. I have the contract. It states in this journal that no one shall find the secrets of the land. This mysterious book right here is to have all the answers. And it does. It's got all the answers, because that's what we need. But the paper says you should sign it first to see what it says. Read it and weep. Kyuko reads the letter. Kyuko, you are banished forever from this land. Once you get the contract signed, you'll know exactly what I'm telling you to say. She looks at the letter again. There's a second page. But I have read the activity codes of conduct, and when I like the rules, therein I understand the value and observe that these rules will stand the chance to see the escape the town immediately. What about the page? What about the book? The book of secrets? It states in this book, if anyone wants to ever come back to this land, who'll be banished forever, for eternity and for soulmates, and the Muslim person was Robert Reed Mogaski, and to be taken to the place where no purple people have been. It states in this little book that we have banished you. We have took you out of the picture. You can't do this. Maskara vogna zina moska vagino maximum mataki masina was when I was I acknowledge that if I violate any of the object or guidelines that I will be removed from the shield regarding removal from the pseudo direction of the peso Maskaveska Mokeska Mofetin. Maskanaveska, you called this a contract. I acknowledge that if I violate any of the above guidelines that I may be removed from the country, all decisions regarding removal will be at the solo discretion of Mr. Laskiska Moniska, Mr. Voskaniskanis. He's in jail for the rest of his life. Read the fine print. I read the activity code of conduct and will be applied to the rules therein. I understand the failure to obtain both these rules, but you'll be kicked out of eternity. You'll be kicked out of Hyrule for the rest of your life until you ever come back and never come back from the demons that chase you around the cave. This is against the laws. You can't do this. Read the back. If you come back to this town, you will be sentenced in jail for 35 days. You can't do this. This is rubbish. Check the fine print. Hugo reads the fine print. Maskanodiska. If you were to come back to this town, I repeat, you will be sentenced to jail for 30 days and never be able to come back to your home country ever again, regardless of your entire life, when you will be able to know anything else. You call this a contract? This is absurd. Oh. This is what I need. I need this to myself. I need this. This is what I'm asking for. I have to find a journal of eternal light so I can come back to this place. Read the fine print on the sides. I understand that Mr. Moskiska will be using Maskaraviska Moskiska when Twitter as well as text messaging to calculate cumulation during the school blade. I read the above contract signed by my Blobskiniskiskonomiskida and agreed to his contract. I am not signing this. I can't sign this. I am in Japan. I can't sign this. Japan's rules. You have to leave the country no matter if you like it. Let me get you a pen. You can't kick me out of my own town. I own the town. Read the second page. I hereby give my permission to my friend or my Giskaniskisk to participate in the If you leave this country, you'll be sentenced to come back in 3.5 months. Sign the paper on the front, regardlessly saying that Japan is the worst country and never to come back, or you'll be sentenced to prison for 35 years. You can't do this. This is absurd. I will run this country and I have my rights. Check the last page. I have read the activity of leaving the country and outside the rules therein. I understand that a failure to obtain these rules will result in sanctions by the President of the United States of Japan, Mr. Vagiska. Signed, Mr. Vagiska himself. If If Mr. Vagiska wants me to sign a paper like this to say that I can be in this country, then fine by me. Throw the paper away and we'll never see it again. You must not do that. The paper is to be paper. And if you were to do this, my boy, you would be sentenced to prison and the rest of your life for the eternity of soulmates. It says here in the book, anyone sentenced to coming back to the city who has never been in the city before is sentenced to P-R-I-Z-O-N. Prison. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can come back to this town if you haven't read the fine print. Read the fine print. Read the fine print. Covered in Japan writing. If you state that it says here in Moscow, Sudan, Moscow, Sudan, if one is sentenced to come back to the town in 3 months or he's sentenced to prison. P-R-I-Z-O-N, prison. Smiley face. You know what? This is absurd. You can't expect me to stay out of town and never come back. The fine print says so itself. The fine print says it itself. Read it and weep. Contract. Moscow, Sudan, if the one is sentenced to come back to the country must be sentenced to prison by Mr. Vagiska Moskiv. It's signed by Mr. Vagiska himself. Let me get my papers. Papers? My sentence papers to send you to prison. Prison? I don't belong in prison. You are stating the laws of the world, and we can't take it anymore. Read the papers. Can't you see, Hugo? We don't want you here anymore. Page 1. I sentenced to be in prison for 30 years straight, never to come out again. If I do, I will be in prison for 70 years. Remember the contract. You sign it and give it to President Mr. Vagiska. Hugo looked at all the letters. What does this even mean? I'll just translate it down below. Page 67. Learning Spanish. Aha, here we go. The only purpose of this entire contract must be signed by Hugo himself. If Hugo refuses to sign the contract, he will have to see the president himself after the court meeting is over. And it also states 1, 2, 3 is a warning for your teeth. You sentence yourself to prison for the rest of your life if you don't sign the contract. Read it and weep. What's gonna mean? This doesn't make any sense. I signed the contract the other day and brought it back to the president. Did you sign the contract or not? I did sign the contract, and you can look at my vidniskina fuska for proof. That means the internet in Chinese, if you didn't know what that meant. Page 76. Violated people should stay in prison until they are learned a lesson and should stay there for the rest of their life. Now these contracts are bidden to be signed. Sign them and get them signed by the president and bring them back to the courthouse. Remember, page 73. In this exact book, it states that if you do not sign the contract, you have to get the president to sign it himself. And you'll even get a very bad negative comment from him. You don't want that, do you? Can I state something really fast? If he wants to sign the contract, then let him do it. If he doesn't, then don't let him do it. You stay out of this, Yugi Maskiska. That means Yugi Martins. You stay out of this, Yugi Martins. You're not in this. What's your resume look like, Yu-Gi-Oh? It's Kyuko. Kyuko, what does your resume look like? It's small and so hard to read because it's in Chinese. Yugi can translate it because he is Chinese part also. I don't understand, Kyuki. Why can't you just leave the country where you belong? Is this your contract? Is this your contract? Let's see. I sentenced to be in court for the rest of my entire life. And I will publish everything, to get out of prison and get this signed by the president himself, Mr. Kioska Maniska. If I don't sentence to do my job, I will be in prison for the rest of my life and never come out and find a way to do anything individual. From Kyuko himself. This is your contract, isn't it? Yes. Yes. Why? You have sentenced to be in prison for the rest of your life. That sounds like a very serious thing that President Vieska Moniska could talk to you about. Listen, I didn't write that contract. I didn't write the permission slip. You did. You're saying that I wrote this resume? This is not a resume. This right here, this is my contract that I did to sign myself. I just read it. It's from the president. Kyuko, why do you want to stay in this town? We don't have anything against you. Hanika. What? Hanika. What did you say? Hanika. What does that mean? You're Chinese, and you know what that means? Hanika. It means okay. Hanika. Okay? Maybe I was a little bit wrong when I said I had a contract. I have no contract. Let's see what this says in here. This is so graphic. I've never seen anything like it before. I don't understand why you want to stay in this town. Making more copies is just so hard for you. You can't do anything about it. There's your paper. Maybe I should state one thing, actually. Because if we don't get him out of town, the president is going to have to talk to him. Where are your legs? I don't have legs right now. I'm just a midget. There's something you can do about this, Hugo. The president is coming. Hugo! Very pleased to meet you. Hello, President Hugo Maniska. So, the town is saying they want you out of the town? We've told him various variety of times we don't want him here anymore, but he won't leave. Hugo, you know what I do to people who don't listen to the townspeople? I give them a jail slip. Mr. President, they're saying that I have to sign a contract. It states that I have to leave town and go to jail for 30 years. And I need you to sign it. This is very interesting, Hugo. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but it's very strange indeed. I'm not very sure. It has to be something that you can say to me. Hugo, there's something you have to tell me. Why does it say that you have to be violated from this place? I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. Sign it, but I'm not. I'll sign it. Sign it. I will sign it. But hear me this. I will not sign it. I won't sign it for you if you won't tell me what's going on. Mr. President, they're forcing me to leave the town for something I didn't do. So you admit that you're just not right for the town. Hugo, you do realize that this is not a new thing. We've told you to leave the town most of the time. We don't really think of you as a person. I just want to find this thing. I want to find this and open the secrets that's inside of it. Put that down one instant. This is a secret thing. No one can see it. Mr. President, it's in your hand. I'm not giving it to you because it's very secret. Very secret. Now tell me what you want. Contract, please. I'm not signing the contract. You made a very bad choice. You made a very bad choice, Kikyo, and that's not gonna make me feel any better. Think about the strange things that happen in your brain, because nothing can compare to this. Ai, maskina, veskana viska mogiskana vi. Yugana skina mogiska mogiska, yugana zika mozina mogi. Maki. Why are you showing me this paper? Mr. President, you need to sign it. I'm not signing any paper for you. You don't deserve to get paper signed by me. I'm not signing the paper for you. Never. Not sign the paper for you. You can just read it and weep it. Mr. President, you do realize that Kuki has been a little mean lately? Mean? What have you done that is mean, Kuki? Just to be clear, he said something about me and then made it into a really strange thing. I didn't know what it meant, but then I said it was weird. Yugi, I can't believe you tried something like this. It's not my fault. It's Yuki's fault. He did this. He signed the contract himself saying that he was the president. That is not acceptable at all. You can't fake to be the president of this place. Yuki, you must talk right now. You were faking to be the president the whole time? This contract, right here, is this my contract copy? This contract states that you should be violated from this entire country. I'm not going to take the game, Yuki. You made a copy of my permission slip, and now you're going to jail. Guys, look, you can't make a fool out of the President of the United States of China. Yuki, I want to ask you this question. What's this? That is just a copy of the listenet slip. The listenet slip? Tell me, Yuki, was the listenet slip 2,000 years ago and you brought it with you to the mountain of great eternal night soul? I didn't know what to say to you, but this is bad. Really, really bad. And there's something you should know. You should know that I don't tolerate this kind of stuff. One of the things I do not tolerate is pretending to be the president. Now, you can tell me what's going on, or you can just tell me why you want to stay here. It's your choice, Yuki. It's your choice. Mr. President, I want to stay here because I think it's safe to be here. People are very, very, very nice to me, and they don't keep war going like you did. Silence it once I don't keep war going. I'm the master of this country. You can't diss me. The contract says, President, I'm violated from the place, correct? So this isn't making any sense. Was there, and I'm saying this to be honest with you, was there a person looking through your desk to look for things? You can't fool the president. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Look what I found under Yuki's desk. I found a manor book. A manor book. What are you saying? That's not all. I found a whole entire stack of War Chinese plans. War Chinese plans? Who would be digging through my library? China, Afghanistan, Japan, Germany, Russia, Kansas, Luxembourg, and St. Louis. These are obviously war plans. You're right. These are war plans. You are totally right about this. These are war plans. But who would take my war plans onto my library? Doesn't make any sense. Actually, I did. How dare you, Yugi? I can't believe you would try to take my war plans. Take him to jail. Thank you for watching. That was my little mixture of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Soul Eater skit. I hope you guys like it, and I'll leave a comment. Leave a comment down below asking me what your favorite anime is. Soul Eater or Death Note or all those kind of shows. And just to be clear, yes, I was reading a Bear book, and that was a Superman book as well too. So yeah, and if this, and these are just papers and random papers right here, and this is just permission slips. So just to put that out. If you have any comments saying that that wasn't the war plans, then I apologize. So thank you for watching. I'll tell you in the description what this is and why I'm parodying it. So hope you guys like it. See you guys later. This is only one part, so beep, boop, 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 boop. Kyoko can't remember his lines. Yeah, Kyoko.